No, I don't have anything to say about that. I think we ought to wait this week and see what happens this week, let them unfold. There's a lot of senators that want to talk to each other, and we're just coming back, from 4th of July, which I enjoy with my grandchildren and had a good time, and just see what happens. We'll listen to
What would you want to
everybody.
see out of the next week?
Well, just, the senators who are up for election, they're going to have a lot of input. I'm anxious to hear from them, and anxious to hear from their conversation with the president, if they've had that. And we'll just see what happens. I think this week is going to play out. I think everyone just calms down a little bit and waits for this week. My main concern was the health and well-being of the president. He said everything's fine, so let's see how that goes.
Do you think the election is winnable for President Biden at this point?
Oh, I think it's winnable, sure. I do. I've always said, Donald Trump is a threat to democracy as we know it. So I think people are taking that very seriously, and yeah, you can't call the race now. I mean, this is ridiculous. This early for people to get so excited. The bottom line is just wait till this week. Give it another week. It's only been a week. In 3 days? 3 or 4 days?
You said give it another week. So are you keeping an open mind on whether you want to see the president step aside in this race?
My thing is to find out what direction that the president is going to go. He's said very clearly what he wants to do and what he will do.
What do you want to see from him?
Well, I think that basically, we'll see he's very active now and everything. That's good.
Has it been enough for you the past couple of days?
He's getting very active, and that's good.
Are you?
I think there's nothing that can be said other than for everyone to start calling for the end of whatever is wrong. I think basically right now we should be looking at how this unfolds this week. We're coming back first time for 10 days, and senators are in tough re-election. They're in cycles. We'll see what they have to say. Anxious to hear from them. Anxious to hear from leadership what they have to say. We have a meeting at 5, and all will be discussed. And
Just sounds like you're keeping an open mind on the path forward.
You have to. I've always had an open mind. That's why I'm an independent.
But are you personally confident that he has what it takes to not only continue this election, but then to serve for another 4 years?
Well, I think that if you just wait until this week and there'll be more comes out, I believe that we'll be able to have a better, clear view of what's happening. His health and well-being, I think, should be everyone's first and foremost concern, his and his families and all of us. And he's fine. The doctors are saying he's fine, so I'm going to take that for its word and go from there. So I'm just going to wait. I really am.
What did you make?
Did it make you regret not running for president yourself when you saw this?
It's difficult. The difficult situation is that the pathway forward, because of the party system and the process that we have, makes it very challenging. No matter what you want to do, what your entire desire may be, my concern is about the country. It's where we stand as a country. Where do we stand in the world standings? Where the superpower of the world, the rest of the world is looking at us. And we've always been able to right our ship whenever people think and they can count us out. So I feel the strength of America will still come through. It'll come through loud and clear.
Do you agree with the president's approach in his letter this morning, saying this debate has been had and no more discussion on the nominee?
I haven't seen any of that. So that's what I'm saying. We're just getting back. I just got into town.
What about the president's interview? You've had a number of Democrats that have raised some concerns with the president, saying that only the Lord Almighty can convince him to step aside, or even that he would be okay if Donald Trump won as long as he gave it his best.
Things have been said in 1 week, and just in all of the rush of getting statements out and all that. And I've just sat back and I said, let's wait. Let's see, let it unfold, give it a couple weeks to mature. Whatever's going to happen will happen. The president has set a course of where he wants to go. I think he has earned that right. He has a heck of a legacy right now with all the service he has, and just give it time. I think this week is going to be a crucial time. Into this week, I think it'll tell you an awful lot. You have senators here for 3 or 4 days talking to each other, and I'm sure they'll be talking to the White House. Those who are up for re-election, I think they have concerns, and they're valid. And the president can get out there and talk, and he can have some town hall meetings and just let free for all go to town hall meetings and show that he has that ability. I love that. I think there's a lot of good things will happen.
There was some reporting that you were ready to call on him to step aside right after the debate, but
I don't know
you
where
got
that
talked
came
out of
from.
it.
No one ever talked me out. I've never been talked out of anything. That's exactly why I'm an independent.
If President Biden does withdraw, is Kamala Harris the person that should take the helm
I
for
think that
Democrats?
basically that's a hypothetical question, which I'm not going to get into. But I think that the Democrats, the Democratic Party, will have to make a decision of how open they want it to be, what direction they want to go and what face they want to put forward. That'll be up to them, and I think that whatever happens will happen. But they'll make that decision at the time. And there's still plenty of time. I mean, everyone's excited right now, but another week is not going to change anything. It really isn't. Thank you.
Senator.
Thank you, Senator.
Thanks for stopping, sir.